What's up, overzealous teachers of YouTube? So this video is about a teacher I had in high school, man, that I really respected and I hated. Well, I liked them, but I really did not like them at the end because of certain things. So basically, the way the story goes is, I had this this black teacher in 11th grade, 12th grade, and the irony is that I had him for 2 periods, and I believe it was an English class and a history class, if I remember correctly. So it was 2 periods. So I had him for like 4th period and then 5th period in 11th grade, and then in senior year I had him 2 periods in a row. It was like 5th or 6th or something. I can't remember this teacher's name for the life of me, man. And I just I wouldn't usually say I had a black teacher, but it was kind of like it was part of his character, you know, like of who he was. He took great pride in himself, and for that reason I'm stating it the way he presented himself, which I really liked that aspect of him. He was the only teacher that would show up in a suit. I'm talking about suit and tie. He was not very tall. No, he was just average height, like thin, but he'd come in with his Italian suits and stuff, and he would talk a lot about, you know, taking self-responsibility and taking pride in yourself and presenting yourself pridefully. And he's like, you know, I come in here dressed like a teacher because I'm here doing a service, and that's just a little thing to add on top to show you guys I'm not here messing around. I'm here trying to give you guys an education. He was a wonderful teacher. He was great at his job. I cannot take that away from him. I liked him a lot, and he liked me a lot. But that character went a little too far, in my opinion. He took high school extremely seriously, of which, looking back at it, I don't necessarily think he was wrong for it, but I think he was wrong for taking it so seriously because of the school we were at. Like, if we were at a better school where kids actually gave a fuck about the school and their education, or the other teachers gave a fuck, or the rest of the school staff gave a fuck, I would understand it. And it was like this man was trying to make up for all their shortcomings and all of our shortcomings. So he would always tell us, like, man, this like, you have to take this seriously, all right? Like, this isn't just school. You take this fucking seriously. After this, you know, your life starts, and when your life starts, you're not gonna get any handouts. No one's gonna, if you show up late for work, you're fired. If you're in a, like, and he kind of liked me because he would always be like, dude, you're spoiled, man. And I was like, what are you talking about? I'm spoiled. He goes, yeah, man, you come to school in a brand new BMW. I'm a teacher, and I don't drive a fucking a new car, you know? I was like, dude, I'm not fucking spoiled, man. I buy my own clothes. I work 7 days a week. I got that car with my money. That's the opposite of a spoiled kid, man. Like, you don't know how I grew up. I grew up fucked up, you know? Like, you have no idea the problems I have. Because one day he put me on blast in front of the class like that, you know? Like, oh, you're a spoiled white kid and blah. And I was like, hey man, you got it twisted, dude. Like I grew up on the east side of Hollywood. I live in a practically like South LA metro at the time, right? I was like, I work 7 days a week. Outside of school, the problems I have are real world problems. They're not, did I make my car payment? It's more like, am I gonna survive today, or is someone gonna blow my fucking head off? So don't tell me I'm some fucking rich kid, because the shit I go through on my day-to-day is shit nobody else goes through. You know what I'm saying? So, and like, he apologized because he I really broke it down for him. Like, you got me really fucked up. I'm just driven, you know. Especially at that time, man. I was juggling everything. If I could juggle fucking everything and anything, I was juggling, and it really was hard during that time, man. A lot of people have no idea how difficult it was. The shit I was constantly in, and it was horrific, man. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Fuck all that, right? So, what's weird is, so I had him for 11th grade. In 11th grade, I was really like energetic, man. I was just like, I had all the energy in the fucking world, man. I would just show up to class. I was bullshitting half the class, just talking to everybody. I couldn't shut the fuck up. I couldn't stay in my seat. So at the end of the semester, he had like a 30-page assignment he had to do, one in each class. So I had him for 2 classes. So I had 60 pages to write, one on history, one in English, blah blah blah. And he had a time frame. As soon as the like 6th period is over, not a minute after, you have to have your shit there. So man, I like literally did not show up to his class for like 2 weeks. And I was just doing this fucking paper, man. I was doing this paper, and mind you, like, I'm rushing to get it to him. The bell fucking rings. He locks the class door. I can't see him. I'm trying to do everything so I can, like, see him. And I called it quits. I slid the papers under the fucking door, just hoping, like, dude, like, I wrote it. Just, here it is, right? Now, I'm walking to my car, and I see him, and he's walking to his car, and I was like, he's like, I got your paper, late. I was like, I know, man, I like genuinely rushed to get it here, and I genuinely had a printing problem, man. I went from this place to print it to that place. The people at fucking, you know, this office wouldn't help me, that office wouldn't help, and finally I got to print it at a teacher I knew. I was like, dude, I need to turn this in. Can you please print it? They did it. And fucking, I got it late. And he's like, I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to repeat these 2 classes over again. I was like, come on, bro, really? You're gonna do me dirty like that? Like, I literally wrote 60 fucking awesome pages for you. I turned it in, man, like 5 minutes late. He's like, well, in the real world, man, like, if you show up 5 minutes late to your work, you're gonna get fired. I was like, man, you can say that to all the other students, okay? I have responsibilities. I go and work 7 days a week. I have the keys to the place. I shut it down on time. I'm managing that business. I'm with you. So I know the real world. I understand how it works. It's like, you don't gotta do me dirty, man. Like, that's not a lesson I need to learn. You know, I take responsibility and stuff. He's like, well, I'm sorry, I can't break myself for you, pretty much, he told me, you know, in so many words, right? And I was really disappointed, because I really like this teacher, man, and here he is. He's like doing me dirty, dude. Even though I understood it, even though I had to respect it, And I think if it was a better fucking school where kids actually from 9th grade on, like, they gave a fuck about us, like, I would understand that seriousness. Like, none of these kids were going to fucking UCLA once they graduated, bro. None of them were going to USC. Most of them were fucking just gonna get a job or maybe go to a fucking community college, maybe who the fuck knows what. But 99% of those students were not. That school was just a fuck up school. You know what I'm saying? So, and then comes next year. And here I am repeating the same fucking class, man. 2 classes, not even 1 class, 2 classes. And the fucked up part is that was like the make it or break it, that I was gonna graduate school that year. And failing those 2 classes, that assignment was like 80% of the grade in both classes. So failing those 2 periods ensured I didn't graduate on senior year, which I then just called it quits, like, fuck this shit, fuck these people and all this. So I just did high school just to do high school, just to look back and be like, okay, I did the high school thing, it was nice, you know? So he had the exact same work plan for both periods as last year. And I was like, and he told me, so and the weird thing is, so in senior year, I did a 180 in terms of personality, man. Like, I went from having all the fucking energy in the world, like straight youth, ADHD, the fuck out, hyper, all that shit, to 180 degrees. Like, this teacher was like really strict. Like, there was no sleeping in his class. Doesn't sound that serious for, I'm sure, a lot of fucking kids and stuff, but like, we would sleep in class. We didn't give a fuck. But this teacher would not allow that at all. No using the restroom, no nothing. For the girls, it was a little different because, you know, girls, you know, they get their rag and it's like, okay. But like, he was real strict about interrupting the class and all this stuff. So he would see me he would see me go to break, get a Red Bull, I'd show up to class, I'd finish my Red Bull, and I'd fall asleep. And then the next class, I would come in with a new Red Bull, I'd finish that and go to sleep. And he would wake me up the first few times, but then this dude just realized, like, I just could not stay up for the life of me, man. Like, and one day he pulled me to the side and he told me, man, I think you need to go see a doctor because you have a serious problem. I had you last year, man. You were off the fucking walls. And this year, like, I see you, man. You literally come in every day with 2 Red Bulls. You finish both of them and you knock out. That's not fucking normal. Maybe it's your hormones, maybe something, but something's fucked up. I was like, yeah, tell me about it, man. Like, it is what it is, I guess, you know? But since I had the 2 classes and I had all the assignments from last year, and he saw, like, I was literally trying my best to stay up. I couldn't. Basically, he even graded my paper and he told me, man, like, you did awesome 2 papers. You actually put in work. You didn't just stretch out 30 pages for each class. You actually wrote them out, like, and you got an A in both of them, you know? He's like, it's too bad you didn't get it to me early, you know? I was like, yeah, it is too bad, because then I wouldn't have to be repeating the same fucking thing again, you know? The irony, once again, is that I started ditching towards the end of senior year because of a lot of problems that were taking place at school and whatnot. So even though he had the papers already from last year, I had to turn it in again this year. So he failed me again. And I saw him, and he's like, dude, I failed you on both your things. I was like, right. Like, I think I saw him at graduation, the party. I forgot what it's called, man. Where everyone gets together, dresses up, right? So it's like, yeah, I failed you. You didn't turn in your papers. I was like, man, I turned them in a year early for both your classes. Like, you have them. You graded them. He's like, yeah, but you had to turn it in again. I told you had to turn it in again. Even if it's the same exact paper, no different. So you didn't, once again, you didn't make it on time. And I'm like, dude, I'm really not surprised that you pulled that on me again. It is what it is, you know. It's a messed up way to it's messed up how you're doing me. It's like well, next year. I was like, there is no next year, bro. You think I'm coming back to this shithole, bro? Like, look at the treatment I'm getting, man. So yeah, that's that fucked up story. And that's what I meant by that shit went too far, dude. Like, get the fuck out of here with that. You know, high school is that important bullshit. You know, man, like, you took it way too fucking serious. You know what I'm saying? Like, too serious. And what he didn't realize is, like, most of those kids, the things that they had to deal with on a daily fucking basis in life, just the shit at their home, outside of school, in school, all the fucking craziness of everything, you know, these kids needed extra help. They needed people to be role models. They needed people to cut them slack. They needed people to understand and be there, you know? And I remember I had a history teacher, man. I think this was 10th grade Hollywood High School. He was one of the younger teachers there, and there was only a handful of younger teachers, meaning mid-20s, you know? And he was a former Army, like, he saw combat and all that. And this guy just was an amazing human being. He understood. Everybody listened when he talked, just because he understood the kids and what the fuck was going on. And this teacher got fired, man, because one of his students in another period gets arrested, calls him because he can't call his parents because of the family problems they have. And this teacher goes and bails him out with his own money. I think it was like $4,000 or $5,000, and he bails the student out. Some of the other teachers hear about it. They file a complaint, and he gets fired because you're not really supposed to be mingling with the students outside of school. But it wasn't sexual, it wasn't none of these things. It was like another guy's student, his student, that he cared about. He cared about so much that he went and put up his own fucking money and got him out on probation so that this kid could fucking continue school and at least get to the next fucking grade. And this teacher gets fired because some other fucking prick of a teacher thought it was like breaking the fucking protocol of whatever the fuck. Well, though that exact same fucking bitch of a teacher was fucking up on all her fucking students. It's like she was a fuck up and had animosity and jealousy that how come the kids are so understanding, and how come he's so caring, and how come it's like you You fucking bitch. They should have fucking shot you in the head for being such a cunt, you know? Because that teacher, man, he genuinely was one of the few good teachers. This guy was a good teacher, man. Like, everyone in his class had good grades. And it wasn't because he was cutting them slack. It was because people cared to listen. He had the respect of the students, which was a hard thing to get. But this guy genuinely had the respect of the students, man. Everybody, I don't care who it was. If you were ditching all your 6 periods, that particular one, you were showing up. You were showing up just because you respected that man to that degree. And they did him dirty like that, man. And there was so much politics and bullshit and all this stuff, man. So I'm gonna end it at that, man. It was just that's 2 different teachers, 2 different ways of looking at respect and self-respect and what's necessary for the students in their imaginations. And I think one had it completely right, and then one had it partially right. And that's that.